Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is going to be my review for the series premiere of the new Lifetime series. Yes, I said that correct. This is a Lifetime series, which honestly is really surprising because when I first saw the promo for the show, I thought it was going to be sort of like a cheesy, just really cheesy show that could be good. I didn't really think it was going to be that good. But, wow, guys, this premiere was amazing. It really was. I already can tell this is going to be an amazing show. Really, it was. I mean, the thing that this show does, there are just so many things I love that this show does, and so many things that really, I mean, it really does show the real life of reality TV, and I really do love the idea of this show. And there are a lot of things that work very well in this show, and it really should not be this good, but it is this good, and it really shouldn't be, but it is, and it's kind of, it shouldn't be this good, but it is this good. So let's just get into the episode. There's a lot to talk about. I love the way the episode starts. It right away hooks us into the world. We see this show called Everlasting. It's pretty much like The Bachelor, but the director keeps calling cut. She's very mad. The director Quinn. She's not getting what she wants. She wants really good TV, and she's not really getting it. And she's really mad that one of her people chose a black woman for the show and had the audacity to believe that she was wife material. Right away, you can tell what she wants. She doesn't want that on her show. She wants, people that are going to be really vicious and rude, and they comment about the president being black, but Quinn counters that with him barely being black, and I'm just like, what? Seriously? What are you talking about? So, we then see this character, Rachel, who's in the limo with some hopefuls who are only complaining about a lot of things. One of them even really has to go to the bathroom. So Rachel exits and they follow her into the house, but then she gets to talk to Quinn as she is learned that Rachel is doing community service. She used to work there and no one wants to deal with her. No one really wants her back and no one wants to deal with the girls in the limo. While Quinn is walking with Rachel, she's telling her that she should not travel so much according to her therapist. So we definitely right away find out that there are definitely is more going on with Rachel than we think, and I think that definitely is very interesting, and it right away hooks us into her character. I think it really does hook us into her character. Um, so basically, we find out very quickly what's going on in this show. Rachel asks the bachelor Adam why he. Oh wait, that's not where I am. Okay, so basically, Chet walks in, and there's a big mishap that he will fire and replace people whenever he wants to. That's basically what he plans on doing. So Quinn tells him that he needs to stop because she needs the job, and then Quinn tells Rachel to go find the missing bachelor because obviously he's nowhere to be found, and how are they going to film the show if, Adam's not there? So Chet reminds Rachel that she had a breakdown last year and that she should be lucky that she is back, but not cute enough to be crazy. Which I think that's really interesting that we said that. I mean, I was definitely interested in her character. You can tell that there's something that happened to her, but you don't know what it is. And she said that she should be lucky that she is back, but not. Basically, they just have had a handful hours left of darkness, and Adam needs to be found because obviously they need the show to go live. They need the show to work out. So furthermore, Rachel learns that they shot footage of him without a contract. So he didn't even sign his contract yet. They shot footage of him, which is, I think, I don't think you can do that. Like, that doesn't even sound legal to me. So you can definitely tell that they're doing some very shady things on the show. So she asks if she can sit with him for 10 minutes, and I really love this character of Rachel, because Rachel really is very caring. She really cares about everyone, and others can understand why Rachel was hired back, but she is the type to do whatever it takes to get the best footage because she's definitely very different from the rest of them. She, is not as picky. She's actually a nice girl, and she doesn't just care about good TV. She actually wants to know the people. So she asks Adam why he bailed on the show, and he says it was not what he expected, and I kind of like what he says here. We see right away that he's not a jerk, and that's something I like the show did right away, because I thought they were going to cast Adam as this big jerk, and this guy who didn't give a shit what he was doing, and just wanted, to be on the show to be on the show. But no, he actually doesn't want to do any of this fake stuff, and I think that's really interesting that we found that out, that he really doesn't like this TV stuff. He wishes that he could just do more regular stuff. It's fake to him. He'd rather just bond with the girls, and he really doesn't want to do that, so that's why he was going to leave. So at the same time, Quinn and Chet are having sex, and Rachel learns that the Bachelor opened a hotel and has some controversy, but she tells him that if he does the show, it will boost the hotel. So that right away convinced him to do it. So then some tell him that they have a backup, and he becomes curious. And the girls in the limo who finally had to, the girl who had to pee, she finally did on the grass outside the mansion, which I think is really funny. And you see right away, these girls are completely different. I mean, some of them are very attractive, but they all have different things to them, which I think is really interesting. So Rachel's told to go back to work when she runs into this guy, Jeremy, who you can tell she has a history with. You don't really know what's happened to them. But you can tell right away that she's trying to avoid him. She's trying to avoid him. She doesn't want anything to do with him, and she quickly learns that he has gotten his new girlfriend a job on the show, and that not only has he gotten her a job on the show, but they're also engaged. And I'm just like, that is really bad because obviously she's gonna be on the show. She's gonna be all in like these showmances. I mean, we know how these reality shows works. This is everlasting. It's a show like The Bachelor. I mean, she's gonna be talking to this guy. Who knows what could happen between them? I mean, this is very risky what he's doing. So I don't think he really realizes, Jeremy really realizes the risk of what he really is doing here, which I think is really interesting. So Adam returns looking for the backup guy, and that throws him into a panic. So he rushes to Quinn and Rachel. He does know where the backup guy is. He says he will do it if they can feature his hotel in Napa and give it press. So they agree, and now he must re-meet the ladies because before it didn't work out well. So Rachel has given all the girls instructions as to how to get the bachelor's attention while getting more attention. And here we find out more about each of the girls. But I think some of it's really fucked up and some of it's really interesting. One of the girls, for example, has PTSD because she has PTSD. Of course, they want crazy, and it's pretty much what Quinn wants. There's another girl that she just wants to starve, so she starves like a pit bull and goes crazy over it. I mean, Quinn is a character that'll do whatever she wants to get drama. You can tell it right away. They have this virgin contestant who basically they're hoping that Adam's gonna break up with her the first night, after she says she wants him to be her first, which obviously they don't want that. I mean, they don't want a Zap story. Obviously, she wants drama. That's what Quinn wants. She wants good TV. She doesn't care about realistic stuff. She wants good TV. And then we see each girl gets a diamond bracelet to show that they are part of the show. And while Quinn tells her staff that they will get bonuses, the more scandalous it gets. That's basically what she tells them. That's what's going to happen to them, is that the more scandalous it gets, the more bonuses they get. Which I think is really interesting overall. So then we meet this character, Shia, Adam and Shia. She goes to talk to the Virgin, and she is dressed like a waiter, and the Virgin has no idea why, and she says that she has to blend in, and then she tells her that she has to talk about being a virgin, not even smooth about it, just hands it to her, and Rachel has to go and console her as she begins to cry, and then they find this girl in the crowd, Brittany, who basically is going to be the bitch of the show. It's what they needed. This just puts the big smile on Quinn's face. It's exactly what she wants. She wants a girl that's bitchy, and that's exactly what she needs. So we see Faith, that's the name of the Virgin. She's walking away, and Adam goes to talk to her. And I really love what he says to her. I think this was a really good line. I definitely really enjoy this. You really see how much Adam cares about her. He tells her that she's the most attractive person there, and that not only that, but he truly does care about her because of the fact that she wasn't rude, she wasn't annoying, she wasn't needy. Like all the other girls are needy and spoiled, and that's not what he wanted. He doesn't want someone that's just spoiled. He wants someone that genuinely cares about him, someone that he can be with, someone that, just someone that genuinely cares about him. I think that's really well done the way they did that. I really do love that about Adam's character, I have to say. And they have a great banter, and Quinn is not like this one bitch. She does not want Adam with the Virgin, but it definitely seems like they are setting it up so those two are going to end up together. I definitely think Adam and Faith are going to end up together. And it's just not going her way. And here's the thing, this really shows how things you want on the show doesn't necessarily go your way. And the one who has PTSD is being talked by Rachel, and she feels like she was chosen as the cougar on the show. That's the only reason she was chosen, because she's the cougar, and she's attractive. I mean, you always have that on reality shows. Really, you do. You always have the one that's slightly older, but is basically the cougar. And that's how she feels. And I kind of like seeing all these girls' point of views, like kind of how they feel and how they're not really happy with what they do. So Rachel's told to bring up all the trauma the woman has gone through, And Rachel is able to do so in a very loving manner. The PTSD woman is basically sitting with Adam, and she's holding a teddy bear. And she then tells Adam that it was her daughter's, and she wanted her new father to have it. And then fizzles out, so they bring in another girl who has no personality whatsoever, literally no personality. And she turned out to be really sexual. They end up having the first kiss, and it looks like it might go too far, and Rachel has to intercede. It is the first episode. Obviously, they're not going to have sex in the first episode. So you definitely see that these girls, they're not all the best thing for this, honestly. Just because they look good, it doesn't mean they're exactly what they want. And I think this is really interesting because Adam's getting turned on by how assertive Rachel is, but then he reminds her that this is a farce. And that is when Rachel proposes that they do something to flip Quinn on her head. Obviously, this isn't real. This is all scripted. Even though it's supposed to look real, it's not real. And it's time for the wannabe rose ceremony, and Rachel's waiting as the girls' names are being called. Now, this I thought was an amazing twist. This I absolutely love because this would never happen in a reality show, and I think it's really cool the way they handle this. Really, Quinn's firm on the thought that Adam would send Faith home. She really thinks that Faith is gonna be the one sent home. Turns out, though, that Brittany is sent home, which that's huge because Brittany was the one that Quinn wanted. Brittany was basically the bitchy one of the show. That was what Quinn wants in the show. So he twisted, he keeps Faith, and this causes Brittany to storm out, and Quinn follows them along with Rachel, and Quinn's mad because she needed a villain on the show, and they can't get rid of the villain in the first episode, which I get what Quinn is saying, but as your show goes on, these characters are going to start to they're going to grow, they're going to start to becoming sick of each other. I mean, that's how these reality shows work, so I don't think Quinn really realizes that, she wants things like right now, she wants things pronto, and she can't just wait, and I think it's definitely very interesting about her character. So she even asked Rachel if she was in on this, but Adam does not throw her under the bus, which I thought was really good of him. I definitely think Adam's gonna become one of my favorite characters. I mean, he's really is a really nice guy, and you really didn't think that he'd be like that on this show, but I think it's really cool that he actually is a nice guy. So Rachel runs and gets Brittany, and I really love the talk these two have. The bonding that she has with Brittany, by far one of my favorite scenes of the episode. I really love their bonding here. Because she basically tells her how she somehow has to make good television, and Brittany ends up telling the camera that Adam was a great guy and says that she will keep saying that until she can leave, and she genuinely cared about Adam. She wasn't this bitchy person, and Rachel soon learns Brittany's backstory and how she was in foster care and a psych ward. She had a lot of problems. She's just not crazy because she's a bitch. She's crazy because she has a lot of problems. She was in a psych ward, and I think that definitely is very interesting with the character. I mean, for example, I brought this up before. If you look at the Big Brother Twitters, you will be amazed by how different they are than how they are on the shows because 99% of what you see is scripted, and this show perfectly captures that, and I absolutely love the way they showed that on this show. Really, I do. And Rachel then says to Brittany that she does not want to do this any more than she does. She really doesn't want to do it, but it seems like it is all an act, and she knows it's all an act, but to them it's a lot more. You can tell that they definitely care more than Quinn does, and Rachel pretends to break down and gets a drink with Brittany to get the good stuff out of her. And Rachel's manipulating her. She's manipulating her so that way, she'll have him. That way, Quinn will be happy, and she starts to cry. And this is definitely going to be something I think is going to be recurring through the show. Is Rachel manipulating people, to just get Quinn to be happy and get Quinn satisfied because obviously Quinn isn't satisfied unless there's good TV. So she starts to cry when she notices the camera filming her through the bushes, and she goes on to spit on Rachel and runs away in a dramatic scene. So then we get to probably my favorite twist of the episode by far, because we do find out what happened with Rachel, what got her off the show, why she is hated by everyone. Because Jeremy's fiance comes in, and basically at the end of the day, and she learns that Rachel threw a fit at the end of last season, but it was cut out. Then it was revealed that she and Jeremy had been sleeping together, and he punched the cameraman out. So Rachel was not only arrested for Grand Theft Auto and such, but Quinn has told her that she is taking care of her community service and therapy because she needs her well rested. So the community service that Rachel's supposed to have in therapy is not happening anymore. She needs her to stay there. She needs her to be there for good TV. That's all that Quinn cares about. She doesn't care about Rachel's personal life. You can tell she doesn't. So Rachel wants to drop the charges, but Quinn wants to see how dedicated she can be. And when we see the community, and I love the way they closed this episode, I really do. I think it was a perfect way to end this episode because we see the community service that Rachel's supposed to be doing, and we see that someone else is filling in for her, and she just looks in the production room. She really does feel guilty. She feels like she should be doing this, and she just can't believe that this is what she's doing. I mean, out of everything she could be doing, she could be out, doing her community service, doing what she should be doing. But no, Quinn's not letting her do that. Quinn's not letting her, get to basically just do the crime, do the time, just do her punishment, do what she was meant to do, what she was supposed to do. Quinn's not gonna let her do that, and obviously Rachel's not happy with that. And that's basically how the episode ends. And it looks like it's gonna get crazy. Really, it does. I mean, it looks like this person's gonna it looks like a lot of crazy shit's gonna happen. So I really do love this show. Something I do want to say right off the bat is that something I think works very well is that the creators of this show have done real reality shows, so they know what they're doing here. They know what a real reality show is like. They know what happens on a reality show. They pretty much know what they're doing, and I definitely do like that. I think that's really good. The best thing about the show, though, by far, is the cast. The cast here is so committed, and I think they all do a great job, especially our main leads here. Sherry Appleby as Rachel is just perfect. She pretty much is our reaction to these things on why should I be doing this? Why should we lie about these things? Why can't we just tell the truth? I mean, obviously Rachel wants to do that, but she knows that she has to make Quinn happy. She knows that that's what matters to Quinn. Quinn wants the best footage possible. She doesn't care about what's real and what's fake. All she wants is good TV. She wants good ratings, good TV. And you see that all the time in reality shows. I love the realisticness of the show. It's something I didn't think we were going to get, but it honestly is a very realistic show because think of all the reality shows. I mean, Jersey Shore, The Bachelor. None of those are real. They're all scripted, and this show perfectly shows that. And Constance Zimmer easily steals the show as Quinn King. She steals the show by far. Really, she does. I mean, she's such a demanding character, and you really do dislike her. At times, you kind of do like what she's doing for Rachel, that she is helping her out, but she basically just made Rachel throw her entire life away just to stay committed to this TV show. My question is she going to let Rachel have a life outside of this? I really don't think she's going to. It doesn't seem like she's really going to let Rachel have a life outside of this, and that really is not good for Rachel, obviously. I definitely think she is going to probably be the main villain of the show. I think she definitely is a very interesting character. Craig Bierko is very good on the show. Freddie Stroma as Adam. I think Adam's just a really great character. What I love about Adam is that he really doesn't want to do this show. We can see that he doesn't like how fake it is. He genuinely cares about these girls. I definitely think something's going to happen between Adam and Shia. They definitely seem like Adam and Faith, they definitely seem like they're going to have some kind of bond, which I think is really interesting. We'll see what happens there. And also, seeing the different girls is by far one of the funniest things about the show. They all have these really weird personalities. Some of them are very funny, but some of them are also very serious. And I like the different personalities that each one of these girls have. I think they're all very interesting because of that. Also, Josh Kelly as Jeremy. Definitely there's going to be tension between him and Rachel, which I think is going to be really interesting. Apparently, there's going to be a tragic death in the next episode, which I think is really interesting as well. Something else about the show is that it doesn't feel cheesy at all. Nothing about this feels cheesy. No, this feels like what could actually happen if you film a reality show. I mean, there are going to be those people that are like, don't really want to do this, and Rachel is perfectly that kind of person. I think Rachel honestly is how we would feel if I was told to film a reality show and just lie to everyone. Like, how can you do that? That's like one of the worst jobs you can have. You just lie to people and you manipulate them. You say you have to be this way, but I know you're not this way. And it's just, how can you do that? Like, seriously. It's not a good thing that Rachel's doing, but Rachel is told to do this because this is her job and she can't not do it, and you really do feel bad for her, I have to say. I really do feel bad for her character. Something else I love the show experiments with is how far can you really go? I mean, even though Quinn wants this good TV, how far is good TV? Like, of course, there was the line between that woman that was having sex with Adam. There was that. Like, what exactly is good TV for Quinn? Like, how far does she really want this to go? I mean, really, how far does she want to go? I think it's really interesting the way they handle that. I expect the show to be nearly as funny as it was. It perfectly makes fun of reality TV as well, because there are so many scenes where she's talking about different like stereotypes on reality TV, and that's exactly what we see. Like, there's always the bitchy one. There's always the slightly ugly one. There's always characters like that. There's the virgin one. There's the innocent one. And Quinn, of course, she pretty much knows what she wants. And I'm pretty sure that this show is going to be eventually Rachel and Adam just going against her. And obviously, she doesn't think Rachel's doing anything now. But eventually, Rachel's got to come clean. Because I'm pretty sure Rachel and Adam, they're going to work together. We see in the promo that they developed this really great friendship, which I honestly think is really great. I love that they're developing this friendship. I think those two have really good chemistry. And I definitely feel like that's going to be something that's going to be a recurring thing throughout the show. Also, cinematography of the show is very good as well. I think the cinematography is very well handled. It's nothing amazing, but it definitely is very good cinematography. I definitely really do enjoy it. And the show Everlasting in general, I think is definitely very interesting because it seems like this season, there's only 10 episodes a season. Well, there's 9 left, but it seems like it's basically going to be now choosing, Adam basically getting to choose who he wants to pick for Everlasting and to be that girl. And I kind of feel like Faith is going to end up being that girl because he just feels bad for her. I mean, how can you not feel bad for her? There's a great episode that's one of the storylines I can't wait for that we did see in the promos, Rachel talking to Faith, telling her, hey, why don't you try to lose your virginity? And of course, because Quinn wants her off the show because she's a virgin, and that's not what Quinn wants. And I think it's definitely very interesting how intense the show is. Well, the show is very intense at times. And yeah, it is getting kind of soapy, but you know what? That's how life is, really. There's stuff that happens in the show. It is kind of soapy. I mean, the fact that Jeremy and Rachel had this whole affair while he's with one of the girls on the show. I mean, that definitely is very dangerous. I definitely feel like those two, they're not going to last, definitely. There's no way they're going to last. I mean, if you have a girl that's on this show, they're not going to stay with you. They're going to fall in love with other people. They're going to develop as people. That's just how it works on these reality shows. I mean, you're in such confined space that you just change as a person. Look at Big Brother. They changed so much on that show. And a lot of it is very natural, definitely. And I think it's very interesting the way the show shows that. Something else I think is really good is this is a very good show for people who hate reality shows. I think for someone who hates reality shows, watch this show. This really shows you why reality shows are legitimately terrible. Now, I can watch some reality TV, but some I can't stand. Like, I can watch Big Brother. I know it's fake. I know 90% of the stuff on the show is fake. This show shows that, and I think it's perfect that the show does that. I kind of feel like this is going to be a show to end all reality shows just because it shows how dangerous it really is. I mean, it honestly is a very dangerous process. You could end up making some huge mistakes. You can end up really manipulating someone. You can end up really hurting someone's feelings. I mean, you can see how much Rachel cares about these people, and that's something that Quinn doesn't really give two shits about. She doesn't care at all about these people. Rachel, at least, is very caring toward them. She is trying to at least understand them, and I definitely love that she tries to bond with each one of them and tries to at least try to maybe relate to them, because she definitely can relate to them, and I think it definitely is very interesting. Eventually, I think she is definitely getting tired of the job. You can already tell she's tired of the job. Girl with the PTSD, I think, is really interesting as well. We'll have to see what happens there. I mean, I'm pretty sure each episode someone's going to get eliminated. That's how the show's going to be. Someone's going to eliminate each episode. I mean, it is based on a reality show, so I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. But I really love what they did with Brittany, how they really get into her character. I definitely feel like they're going to do that with all the characters on the show, because this is a very character-driven series. Definitely, it is. I mean, even though it focuses on the dangers of reality TV and how far you can go, it's a very character-driven series in the sense that you really do see how fleshed out all these characters are. Do they want to be on the show? Why are they on the show? What do they want from this show? Do they want to leave this show? Do they even support the show? Do they even like Quinn? All of them hate Quinn. Nobody wants anything to do with Quinn. The only reason I think they are with Quinn is because, one, she's, of course, nuking the show, but two, because they're so scared of her. I mean, how can you not be scared of Quinn when she's freaking out at things and things like that? How can you not be at least somewhat terrified of her? And I think she does a very good job of that. I mean, she's also very funny. Constance Zimmer definitely is very funny on the show, but she's also very menacing, I do have to say. I mean, just listen to her voice. She's very menacing, and I think she does a very good job with that. So overall, guys, I think this is going to become a very successful show. This is definitely going to become probably one of my favorite shows of the summer. This was a huge, huge surprise to me. I did not expect the show to be nearly as good as it was, but I can't wait for the second episode. It was a fantastic first episode. Let me know what you guys thought of this first episode. I personally loved it. I think this could become a very good show. I'm definitely interested in seeing where the show goes from here. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will be for another Tony soundtrack review. And I will see you guys for that, which there will be a lot of those this week. There are 3 to review, and I'm also going to review The Whispers probably, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be for another Tony soundtrack review, and I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye. Also, let me know what you guys think of the show, because I definitely like to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.